Hey, welcome everybody to Big Time Paranormal. Thank you, Kim and Cami. My name is Larry Gonzalez, and I am on location. My family is visiting my mother-in-law in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's too noisy inside the house because, well, I'm upstairs and the noise just travels upstairs. And I can't do it outside in the backyard. Too bright, I can't see the screen. So I'm in the car recording this for you guys. So before I get interrupted by the family, let's get the news out of the way. Okay, some really good stuff has been going on lately with space and so on. So we're going to cover some of the space stuff first. So, if you hear cars going by, you know why. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is scientists have discovered about dark matter. They have recently discovered that, well, the theory is that dark matter can also be an alternative to our universe. It could be basically a copy of our universe, a dark universe. It sounds very dramatic, but they believe that there's an alternative world, alternative Milky Way, and so on like that. I know the scientists have been debating what is dark matter, and they don't even know what it is. They believe it's kind of the glue that holds everything together, but they also think that it's something that is also helping to spread the universe apart. So they're still under a lot of theories about what it is. One of the things that I found to describe it, and I'm going to try to read it. These are actually prescription, believe it or not. So that's why I can't take them off and read it. Dark matter. Dark matter accounts for most of the mass in the universe. It surrounds galaxies across the universe and is invisible because it does not reflect light. It cannot be seen directly with telescopes, but astronomers know that it to be out there because of the gravitational effects it has on the matter we can see. Galaxies, for example, could not rotate the way they do and hold their shape without the presence of dark matter, researchers say. So, that's basics, what they believe. So, again, they have a lot of theories going on about the universe, and it's interesting, this new theory about it basically a copy of what we see all around us sounds like something out of Star Trek, you know, the mirror universe. The other news is that a Soviet balloon that was launched, I think it was back in the 80s, I believe it was, to go to Venus. Well, Venus, they detected actually that there's rain. The only thing is that Venus, as you know, it rotates differently. There's a lot of odd things about it. They said if it wasn't for the sulfuric atmosphere, that we could probably exist on there. It's just, you know, I don't want to be a French fry. So then we have the idea that the rain is actually sulfuric acid coming down. The other thing that is going on as far as the planets is Saturn is showing Saturn is showing some rain as well. And the rain, they believe, is actually coming from the rings of the planet. They believe as time goes by, the rings are breaking up, creating moisture coming down. They also believe that in millions of years, Saturn will not look the way it does now. So there's two planets right there that they're detecting water. Of course, one is, like I said, sulfuric acid. If you want to open up the car battery and take a good whiff, I know I don't. We also have some UFO news. Arizona desert UFO spotted lifting off the ground, level near Kingman, Arizona. Witness report watching an object on the ground at a distance that glowed just before lifting off from the desert floor at 3:33 a.m. This was April 10th. So this was also recorded through MUFON. They also had a report. Arizona is not the only place. Let's see, Coatesville, Indiana, reported a 4 dark-colored triangle-shaped objects flying at 12:30 a.m. April 11th. And then Baltimore County, Minnesota, they also reported some strange lights. It was a light that went a 90-degree angle. That was reported at 10:45 p.m. April 10th. So MUFON has all these places that are getting the reports. Again, is it ours? Is it theirs? Who knows? But it seems like there are always reports coming in. So the report also says that Arizona is currently under a Alert 4 rating, which is a higher than average number for UFO sightings nationally. Arizona had 20 reports March 2012, last year. The 6th highest reported state, while California recorded 59 highest reports state in the Union. So, is it something in the air? I don't know. Anyway, next story is afterlife feels even more real than real, researchers say. Now this is interesting because scientists are now starting to take the study of near-death experience more serious. There is a Dr. Stephen Laurey, Laureys. Sorry if I mispronounced that. But he's been studying about near-death experiences, and he believes it's a serious subject to be studying. His specialty is more in those that are comatose, because those that are coming out of comas, they're coming out with the story that they're having the near-death experiences and how they're crossing over to wherever they're, whatever there is. But it's the very same kind of stories you hear. Now, I happen to know 2 people that had near-death experiences. Their stories are very similar on their experience. So I do know that I myself do believe that they experience it. Now, why is it that there's a small percentage of people that's having it? I don't know. I think this world would be a whole lot different if everyone that's had, that's come close to death, had a near-death experience where they actually saw their life and they crossed over, saw their family come back here, because they always come back with the same thought. All this doesn't matter. None of it does. And they're not afraid of death. They're not. And they're actually looking forward to crossing over one day. They're just not in a hurry to get there because they know that they were sent back because they still have things to do. The next story is ancient creature mixed human ape-like traits. This came out of New York. Now, what's interesting about this is that they found the skeleton of its. I'm going to so butcher this. It's called a Australopithecus cediba. I know I butchered the heck out of it, which means southern ape. Boy, I know I butchered that, and I'm probably going to hear about it. Anyway, what's interesting about this is it apparently when they did a carbon dating on it, it appears to have been alive about 2 million years ago. Again, what's interesting is it has bones, teeth, so on, that is a mixture of Homo sapiens and ape. So those of you that believe in Darwinism, you have one more piece in your puzzle. The other story I have here is a little bit more entertaining. At least I think so. Iranian scientist claims to have built time machine. Ali Zighi, he created a machine that used complex algorithms to see the future. So you're not actually physically traveling into the future. You are actually using certain algorithms to program into the computer to kind of give you an idea of what your life is going to be like for the next 5 or 8 years. Apparently, from what they say, it's pretty accurate. So I get to see if I'm president in a few years. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, and what they say is, what was interesting is the scientist also said that he's keeping it under wraps because he's afraid that the Chinese will steal his idea and mass produce it. Now, I just thought of something. If he can program to see the future, wouldn't he be able to see that the Chinese did it or not? I don't know. I think too much. Okay, then we have Randall Johnson allegedly sleeps next to body of a dead girlfriend, Carla Jean Baggett, for days. Yeah. You know, I don't know about you, but I've smelled like dead cats in 24 hours, you know, rats, stuff like that. Days. Oh, yuck. Yeah. This gentleman, it's alleged, remember it's alleged, that Randall Johnson, 44, said that he was telling his family, because they live in a single wide mobile home, and the in-laws were living with them, and he was telling them, oh, she's sleeping, oh, she's having a cigarette, several days of smoking. That's what that weird odor was coming out of the room, cigarette smoke. Anyway, so then the girl's mother actually was able to get in the room, and she found her, dead. So they went ahead and called the police. They arrested the gentleman, and unfortunately, the reason she passed away was because she overdosed on Xanax. That's what it appeared to be. So, yes, I make light of someone passing on, but at the same time, it is a sad story. I know people that have had trouble with substance abuse. So, that's it for the news. Okay, so we have now conventions. The conventions are pretty much the same ones as last week, except my wife, who helped me find some, they're actually over in other countries, but we'll get to those in a minute. I'm going to cover a couple that's coming up so that you're aware of it. The CNHPS and special guest Haunted New Hampshire. This is April 19th at the Black Swan Inn, 354 West Main, Tilton, New Hampshire, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., $30 at the door. Now, if you want to stay at the inn, they have a special rate of $79. That's something I would love to do myself. I would love to actually go to the Queen Mary and spend the night there. If I could get my wife to agree. I told her, it's my birthday coming up. I might do something different. We have St. Albans Sanitarium, Radford, Virginia, April 26th through the 29th. Ghost Hunters and Ghost Hunter International will be there. So you get to meet some of the stars of those TV shows and ask them questions, and, what their plans are and so on. Now, the next one is actually from outside the country, and I'm actually very happy about it. I actually have good friends over in the UK. This is Celebrity Ghost Hunt with, this is the UK's Big Brother's version. His name is Steve the Baron Gill and Ian Lawman at Drake Low Tunnels in an aid of the charity Byron Motorsports. Again, this is in the UK. Now, this is in the district of Kidderminster, May 24th. So you'll see the website. You can take a look there. The next one is also in the UK. This is Horror at Woodchester Mansion, May 25th. District. Oh, I'm going to butcher this one too. My friends in the UK is going to have a good laugh. Gloucestershire. So join Mysteria Paranormal events in a night at one of UK's most haunted mansions. So again, you'll have a place to look when it comes to the web address. Now, back over on this side of the pond. The next one is an Erie UFO conference, in Erie Bayfront Convention Center. This is, again, at Erie, Pennsylvania, May 4th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You're going to have people like Stanton Freeman. You know, everybody knows who Stan Freeman is. And then you have Stan Gordon. And this is actually put on by MUFON. And we'll have the web address for you. I would love to hear Stan Freeman and some of his ideas. You know, whatever he's done talks, he just blows anyone away when they try to confront him. He's just brilliant. We have the Paranormal Unity Summit at the Pollock Hospital, and this is at 4500 Enterprise Drive, Pinora, Illinois, May 18th. Gates open at 1 p.m. with events starting at 2 p.m. $30 includes the investigation. Starts at 8 p.m. Paranormal investigation at the Maritime Museum of BC. So we're going to Canada this time. June 15th, time 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Maritime Museum of BC. So if you happen to be in Victoria, British Columbia, this will cost you $55 per person. Numbers are, they want to keep it down to 30. Now, when you look at the website, or, well, they don't really have a website, but I'm sure if you go into the Maritime Museum website, they would have it, where they have, not this one, but they have multiple events that go through their Maritime Museum. I happen to see them, but they require that you have at least 30-day notice for them. So that's why I didn't post the ones that are earlier. This is going out a little bit further. And the phone number for this is area code 250-385-4222. And again, you have to book it directly through the museum. It's not a website, but I'm sure if you went to the website for the Maritime Museum of BC, I'm sure they must have some information there. The next one is the Old Stone Fort. And this is in New York, June 22nd, from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. So if you like to do that, again, you'll see the web address right here. Dixie Ghostland Paracon, July 27th and 28th at the Hotel Alkin and Carriage House Inn, Aiken, South Carolina, $45 per person. So you have that. And that's it for the conventions. Okay, so then now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about, usually I talk about a book or movie or, something like that. And this week, I want to review two things. The review is the movie Evil Dead. Now, I was going to do it last week, but I couldn't get to the theater in time to watch it. Now, I was very skeptical when I went to see this because I love the original. And, you had remakes like House of Wax, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Boy, were they stinkers. So I was really skeptical. But you know what? Evil Dead, very good. I was pleasantly surprised. Very well done. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. If you don't mind cussing and violence and gore, then you'll enjoy this movie, because I have to admit, I don't get freaked out very often with movies anymore, but this was really good. I really enjoyed it. So from 1 being worse, 5 being best, I'll probably give it a 4, 4.5. Very good movie. The other one is actually books. Now, the author, his name is Frank Potterstone. He has written books like Haunted Places in Colorado, Ghost Seeker's Field Hunter's Guide on How to Ghost Hunters, Volume 1 and 2. And he also has a horror fiction. It's medical. It's called Migraine. He wrote it. It was released last year in January 2012. I read it. Good book. It is a good book. You can find all his books on Amazon.com. I have read a couple of his books, but I did enjoy Migraine really a lot. So those are my recommendations for this week. My shout out this week is a group over in the UK. They're on Facebook. They're called Lincolnshire Findings. They've been trying to restructure their Facebook page. They're showing more photographs that they've gone. Now this is again in the UK, so they're actually going to places that are really neat, castles and stuff like that. They working really hard to make sure that they have the best stuff out there. Now the difference between them and some of the others is they're going for a little bit more of the darker stuff, because they also follow like the goth movement and stuff like that, which is not bad. It's just that I think I like them because there's a darkness inside me too, and I kind of relate to them. So I tend to send stuff over to them, and they send stuff over to me. They've been really good friends to me, and I'm helping them to try to get their numbers up, because they do have good stuff, but it's going to take a while for them to build, and you guys can help them build, because if you're in the UK, you can help them to help find locations for people to check out, because I am jealous because they have castles and old villages. I'm so jealous. That's my shout out. Okay, before I go, I want to be a little bit more serious for a few minutes. I just want to recognize a couple of passings of some childhood friends, or not childhood friends, I'm sorry, well, I guess they were like childhood friends. People that I was very young and I got to watch on television, that I felt they were like heroes to me. Annette Funicello, from, most of you know her from Mickey Mouse Club or the Beach movies. When I was a little boy, her and Dawn Wells, Marianne from Gilligan's Island, were the it women. I thought they were just absolutely gorgeous and nice and sweet and everything. And I know that Annette Funicello was considered one of the nicest people, and you could not find anyone to say a bad thing about her. And I consider her very, very brave, because she fought with MS for decades, and she brought awareness. And I really hope that Disney will do something special for her, maybe name a park in the Disneyland or Disney World after her. But she's someone I admired. The other person that I admire was Jonathan Winters. Jonathan Winters was, as far as I'm concerned, king of improv. Even Robin Williams was a huge fan of his. I remember as a kid watching him, and I remember he had a TV show where it would be like in an attic, and he would come stepping into the attic, and he would pick up different things, and he would just do something with it, and you would just laugh. But comic genius, if you don't know Jonathan Winter's YouTube, his stuff was the best. And the world is a sadder place without him. But I wish both of those people safe journey home. We're going to miss you. So, with that being said, until next week, remember, today is your day. Go out and make it happen. Life is short. Back to you, Kim and Cammy.